Well, good morning, welcome to Chasing Chunks TV. I'm Johnny Tosh and welcome to the splendid Foster's Pens Syndicate, which is located in Sutton Coldfield in Birmingham. I've been invited down by Sean and also the owner Richard Foster to come down here and have a 48-hour session to see whether I can bag some of the absolutely splendid fish that reside in this lake. There's some really old gnarly fish in here, and also they've got an active stocking program, so there's a little bit of everything to go for. I think there's a couple of fish in here that go around about the mid-30s, so if I can bag one of them for the session, then I'm going to be one very happy Tosh. This place is absolutely stunning. As you can hear, the birds are singing. There's a little bit of airport traffic, but them birds certainly do sing them planes, and once you're here in these swims, then it is absolutely lovely. We've come on to the swim this morning. We did look down in the first couple of swims, however it was obvious that there was quite a few fish that was milling up here. I've seen one show out onto the opposite margin underneath them trees, and I've also seen in this swim a couple of the reeds knocking, so it's a clear indication that there's quite a few fish down here. So I am eager to get set up because we have got a thunderstorm coming in, which is a great advantage, but I don't want to get wet and I want to get these rods out before that happens. So I hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, don't forget to subscribe in the corner and don't forget to hit that bell icon underneath. For now, happy days, let's get fishing. Well, the rods are in with the assistance of that bait boat, and a massive thank you to Andy Woodland for lending it me. I have managed to put HMS Cheating Get over onto that opposite reed margin where them fish are just hitting them reed stems, and I am now fishing. Left hand rod has gone over down to the left hand side of the swim. You've seen on the video just off that rowdy bush, and I am now settling into the session. Wind's just started to come up and pushing down the other opposite end of the lake where we first come on. I'm hoping that these fish don't like to follow the wind because we are on the back end of it, so fingers crossed that these fish will come in and we'll get a bite. It is plainly obvious that a lot of fish are out here at the moment because I've seen a couple of show since I've put them rods out, so you know they are here and they are here in numbers, and that's the only thing you can fish to, isn't it? And that's, we've seen these fish down here, that's why we set up here. There's always a chance of move, but I'm quite happy where I am at the moment, and it's just about settling into the session, sitting back. It's a waiting game and waiting for these fish to get on the feed and hopefully make a mistake. Place is lovely, to be fair, you know, the all the swims are lovely and clean. As you can hear the birds singing, wildlife going about its business, and it's definitely the sort of water that I like fishing. Very carpy, very idyllic, and really lovely mature lake. So fingers crossed I really could do with the fish for this session. There's quite a few fish in here, it's well stocked, and some chunks to go at as well. So until something happens, I'm going to chill out, have myself a cup of tea, have myself something to eat, and wait for these rods to rattle off. See you later, bye bye. Man, that is a chunk. Check it out. 31 pounds, Carp Syndicate common. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Absolutely buzzing. Right, I'm going to slip her back. I'm not going to keep her out. It is absolutely throwing down. However, it does make it a little bit more sweeter holding a fish like this. Result. Well, I'm absolutely soaked, I'm cold, however, what a fish for the video blog, and what a fish for the first cast down here on Penn's Hall. I was actually putting out my other rod with the bait boat. I thought I actually picked up my lines with the bait boat as I was just taking it across the swim, and I was just looking at it thinking, hold on, I'm going back with my bait boat but the rod is still tearing off. So I looked at it and it was just hooping over to the left hand side, picked up into it, and the scrap begun. To be fair, it was one of the best fights that I've ever had, and she really did give up a good account for herself, and I was actually playing it out in the rain for a good 25 minutes. Yes, 25 minutes. Just couldn't do anything with her. It was just coming in, just bouncing around really slowly, and any time I tried to get her head up she was tearing off, and finally we slipped the net under her. Really pleased. We've only been here a few hours, haven't we, and that fish to hit the net is a result. I won't forget that in a hurry, that's for sure. Rod has gone back out onto that rowdy bush, and I've just scattered a couple of 14mm ASMs over the top. As I said, little pink ASM pop-up is what did the damage. So, still got fish out there. Them reeds are still knocking. Rebaited and put a different rig on the one that's got out, reeled it in basically because I've seen quite a few fish showing over the top of it. It hadn't gone, so I've reeled it in. I've put a different side stop on it and put it back out on the bait boat. However, it may be the last time I'm going to be using the bait boat. To be fair, I can easily cast it over to where I'm fishing, and I will clip up a little bit later and just use some power gum just to mark the line, and I don't need to use the boat. Boats are great for putting out the presentation pretty stealthily, but to be fair, when you weigh up the actual hassle of putting it out with the boat and casting, then I'd rather just get that cast out there, make a little bit of a disturbance for a second, and just get everything slack again, and let them fish drift in. Right, I'm going to dry out. Celebratory brew is on its way, and hopefully, early days yet, we can get into a few more chunks for this session. Right, ta-da for now, and let's crack on. Right, fish number 2, just coming out onto the edge of this reed line over here, and she definitely looks a 2.0. Let's get her out. Right, well, 26 pound on the dot, second fish, 36 hours left yet to go. We are still early on into the session, and we've already had 2 absolutely smashing commons. What could this trip hold for me? And whew, what a fish. Right, I don't want to leave it out. I'm going to send her on the way, and thank you for the memories. Well, good evening, 9:15. We are now 12 hours into the session, and could today have got any better with them 2 lovely fish photoed, videoed and sent on the way? I don't think it could have done, to be fair, and what a result for the video blog. After picking up that fish, the swim went really quiet, didn't see any activity like I did previously on this reed margin until about an hour ago. I think a few fish have drifted into the area. I've watched them fish just push in and out of the swim, and with that them reeds are knocking and moving backwards and forwards as they move through. So I'm feeling confident for tonight, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what tonight brings. And first thing in the morning, keep saying this, but when you're sitting here, you got them woods behind you with these birds singing, it does feel like you are really in a special place, and I'm really enjoying every minute of just sitting here out in the BIVVY, listening to the birds and watching the wildlife go about its business. and enjoying my fishing 100%. It is absolutely lovely. I think we're going to be pretty cold tonight. As you can see, we've got a little bit of a mist coming onto the lake. Whether that will affect the fishing, who knows, but even if I don't pick up a fish tonight or first thing in the morning, I'm certainly going to enjoy waking up to the sights and sounds of this lake. So pick the camera up, as you know, if I do get a fish. If not, I'll see you in the morning. I'm going to sit out here, listen to these birds and pass the time away. So for now, good night. Right, well, the lights just slipped away, and as soon as it did, the right hand rod onto the reed margin just took off with this lovely £20 common. Right, the rod's back out. Hope you can see because we've got quite thick mist out there, and visibility is pretty difficult, but happy days. Let's slip this back, let's get back into the sack and see what else the night brings. Lovely. Well, good morning. 6:30 in the morning. Woke up to torrential rain this morning. As you can hear, I've got the drumming band in the bivvy at the moment, which is absolutely driving me mad. It's alright for the first couple of hours, but when you start getting into 3 to 4 hours, then that noise does become a little bit irritable. Quiet night last night after having that common. As soon as it dropped dark, the right hand rod zipped off, and I had a quite good battle with it again. They've all, to be fair, all the fish have fought really well, and I've had a good scrap off each and every one of them. But after having that fish, I just literally put a PVA bag on and just cast it back out into the general area where I picked up them 2 fish yesterday. However, you know, I would like to get it out exactly where I want it to, and unfortunately I'm not going to go out there and get wet to do that. So it's going to have to wait till this afternoon before I can reset the rods, and I will also be resetting the middle rod, which is out on a white running rig. That's the only rod that hasn't gone. I've had a take on the left, take on the right. Middle rod is not really producing, even though there was fish over it yesterday. I really don't think that the colour, which is white, is really producing. All them fish are homing in on it. Why do I say that? Well, the right hand rod, which was out on a little white topper yesterday, I had fish showing, I could see them reeds knocking. However, it wasn't until I recast the rod, put one of these pink ASM toppers on it, where I literally recast it. It was out there an hour, and I've got the take. So maybe, just maybe, white is not the one down here. Left hand rod, which was out on a, again, washed out pink colour. That was the one that done the 31 yesterday. Middle rod on the white ain't doing it. So unfortunately, with the rain, can't get out and do any filming. So I'm hoping them couple of fish yesterday make up for the lack of video this morning. So just crack on and sit inside the bivvy, wait for this rain to go, and get a couple of rods out, get them fishing effectively, and happy days. Right, kettle's going to be on for most of the morning. What else is there to do while you're in the bivvy, apart from drinking tea and watching the water? Right, catch you a little bit later. See you shortly. So, with the lack of action in my swim, it's brought me down to the bottom end of the lake where I first come on, and the deeper area of the lake. I have seen a couple of fish nut out mid-water, just around about here, and it seems that the colder weather and the drop in temperatures have brought the fish down into the deeper water. However, we are expecting a little bit more higher temperatures a little bit later on this afternoon, once this rain dies off. We're going to have a little bit of sunshine apparently, so I would imagine these fish will start to push up here into the bit more of the shallow water and hopefully come in contact with my baits, which is over here. So it's a waiting game at the moment. There's no place for me to move down to. There's a couple of anglers down here, so it wouldn't be right for me to move down here anyway, because I am on a social with Sean. So I'm going to stay put, wait for these fish to come on to me, and wait for them fish to push up into the shallower water. Well, we have got carnage in the swim. I've just had a double take on the middle rod, which was out in that middle trench, and the right hand rod, which was over on the corner of the reed beds, both at the same time. Thank you to Sean for coming round and lifting into one, and I've managed to land two really nice fish. So let's get them out. Let's show you the result, and happy days. Right, check that out. I am absolutely knackered. I had a mad half an hour spell with two very hard fighting fish, this being the first one, and we managed to bag a mirror in the other net. So let's get that out and send this one on its way. And oh, what a session, what a session. Right. Right, fish number two. This is a really good session. As I said, there was down the bottom this morning. I said there was going to come up here a little bit later once it starts to warm up, and lo and behold, two fish at once. Long mean machine, this one. Right, let's slip her on the way, set it back. Right, well, 2 o'clock, it's been an hour since I've got them rods back out after having them two fish. I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update for the morning and going into this afternoon. First rod that went off with them fish was the one on the reed line. I was actually asleep, jumped out the bivvy, it was really tearing off, so I needed to get on that rod pretty early. Missed my shoe, so here's me playing a fish with a damp sock. So I had a little bit of a drama with that. That fish wasn't coming in at all. It was probably one of the hardest fighting fish I have ever caught, to be fair. And while I'm playing that one, the middle rod decides to tear off. Now, if you remember, I put a rod open water in that little bit of a trench that goes down, because I seen a fish there roll this morning. It was the only fish that I had seen, and it was probably about 3 hours, and it rattled off while I was playing that other fish. The mirror, I did give it a lot of stick, it just would not come in. and it was probably about half an hour fight before I got that mirror in, and it would give a real good account for itself. The middle rod was just tearing off down to the right hand side. I managed to call Sean, and he come down, just controlled it while I managed to get that mirror in. So the tactics are coming good. Pink little pop-ups are doing the damage, and also the little 12mm or 14mm ASM boilies. Wind changed, went from blowing down that way right the way around to blowing a southwesterly down to the left hand side. So obviously them fish was down there earlier, and as I said, once it starts to warm up, and with that wind helping us, then I think that I intercepted them fish as they was coming past down this end of the lake. Going forward, just keep the rods on the spots, keep trickling in the bait, and let's see what else comes for the afternoon. Sean lost one in the night. He had a run, and unfortunately, because he was putting a little bit of pressure over towards the opposite bank, he said that he'd actually hook pulled. So not very good for him, to be fair. Hope he catches one, because he has put a lot of effort into trying to catch summit. But these fish are definitely homing in on this ASM bait, and they are loving it. So 5 fish in total. Do I think I'll get any more? Yeah, hell yeah I do. I really do. If the fish come through, or they come into the area, then I think they're not particularly hard to catch. They're not riggy. I think I'll have a couple more before I have to pack up tomorrow. A few more hours left yet, so happy days. Let's just show you this. This is the rig that I've been catching them on. That's the ASM bottom bait with a ASM pink topper. The bottom bait's been soaked in the feed stim liquid, and that's been in there for at least about 6 months, and I'll just keep topping it up, building up a layer on the edge of the boilie, so it just keeps giving off traction. So I'll pick the camera up a little bit later, update it, but we are rocking, and absolutely fantastic, to be honest. Can't believe how well I'm doing, and how well these fish are responding to the bait. Right, kick back, enjoy the rest of the afternoon. I'll see you later. Well, you joined me at 7:30. Would you think just a couple of hours ago we had torrential rain, cold winds, and it was generally miserable down here? However, a couple of hours have gone, and we've got blue skies, we've got sun, and we've got stable, warm weather conditions coming in. And tonight we are expecting double figure temperatures, so I'm hoping with this end being the shallower end, with this southwesterly pushing in down here, I'm hoping that quite a few fish will turn up, and obviously a little bit earlier, once that wet wind started to turn around, I had them 220s, and we had a result off them. Now I've replaced all the rods, recast them out and put them back on the spots. The rod which did the 31 yesterday, you might think I'm absolutely crazy, over at on that rowdy bush. I've not had a sniff off there since that fish 24 hours ago, and I do think that fish was a little bit more of an opportunist feeder, and I got lucky with that one. The other two rods, middle rod has gone out onto this reed bush over there, which has done me 3 fish, and the one which was over on the rowdy bush has gone over on to underneath the canopy using HMS cheating get, and I have put a rod over there underneath there. I've still got a rod in this trench that runs along, which did me the bite earlier, and I do think that that will come good during the night, because I do think that them fish, where the pressure drops off and they feel a little bit more safer to come out into the open water, I do think that them fish will patrol into the central body of the lake. Let's see whether my theory comes good. As I said earlier, you know, my predictions that when it started to warm up, when the wind changed, then I would get a bite, and I got 2 bites, so I got that one pretty spot on. And I am going to log off for the evening, however, because I want to kick back, I want to relax, I want to enjoy my time down here. I'm going to have a little bit of a social with Sean. I'm hoping he picks up a fish tonight, because I would like to share his capture with my viewers, and hopefully he does that and he catches a chunk. So you know the draw, or you know the score should I say. If I get a fish in the night, I will blog it. If not, I will see you in the morning, and we will continue on with the session. It's my last night down here, and I'll probably be down here tomorrow till about 12 o'clock, and then we're going to pack up and then get back off home. But even if I don't catch anything tonight, what a result I've had, and absolutely made up with this trip. Definitely a red letter session, and hopefully a few more to come. So good night, and I will see you very shortly. But for now, see you soon. Bye-bye. Well, good morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning, and my last day down here on the Carp Syndicate. Unfortunately, last night I lost a fish over towards the reed stems, where I've picked up majority of my fish. About 11 o'clock, half 11, just as it dropped dark like the previous night, I received a take on that rod, and I was on it pretty quick, to be fair, because I was already up. Played that fish in for a while, and unfortunately the hook pulled. But on a brighter note, there is quite a few fish out in front of me this morning. I'm watching them reed stems knock once again, and I've seen a couple of fish show out into open water where I've got a rig, so hopefully we may put a fish on the bank just before packing up. Probably here till about 12 o'clock this morning, but I've got to be honest, today is probably the best day for the swim and down to my left hand side, because we've got good temperatures this morning, clear skies, and a little bit of a temperature increase. So I'm going to kick back this morning, enjoy these birds singing, watch this wildlife go about its time, and go about its business. I'm going to join them, have me a cup of tea, and enjoy the surroundings. So next time I'll pick the camera up is either when I've got a fish or when I'm logging off the session to head off home. So catch you a little bit later. Ta-ra for now. Well, I'm just loading up the barrow because it's time to bring this video blog to an end. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed fishing down here. I hope I've showed off this syndicate to its full, and I've definitely showed you some of the absolutely stunning fish that are swimming around in this lake. Now, I'd like to say a massive thank you to Richard Foster and Sean for the invite down here, and I'll also put a link to the page, so if you want to come down here and join this syndicate, then click on that link, go over to the Foster's Pens Hall Syndicate page, message the owner, and they'll give you all the details what you need to do to come and become a member of this syndicate. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, little red box in the corner, and just underneath there is a bell icon. Hit that and that will keep you up to date as and when I upload these type of videos. Also, don't forget to come and join us over on the Chasing Chunks Facebook group. And for now, it's time for me to pack up and get back off to the car. So it's a bish bash bosh, keep it tosh, wet nets, tight lines. See you on the next video. Have to get off home. Bye-bye.